This is QualityStocks, today's Tuesday, October 19th, 2010. And today we're going to take a look at APRI Biosciences. This is a NASDAQ global market stock trading on our ticker APRI. Right off, we can tell it's biotech. You have to assume anyways that this was some sort of bad news regarding a drug. Generally trading up here around the 650 area. You can see it closed yesterday at $1.71. 161,000 shares traded is not the worst volume in the world. See, that's about average for it. Just back here at the end of June, beginning of July, just a great bounce, almost a full 100% gain. Made a nice move off of this base too, right here around $2 up to $2.73. Smacked its head on the 50-day moving average, came right back down, another gap down. Again, I'm not sure what happened with news with this. I know nothing about the company. It's purely a technical look. But once again, it's forming a base. I tried to put together a decent day yesterday. Couldn't hold the gains, long upper shadow. But I'm wondering if it's going to try and make a move off a base again. Obviously, a solid downtrend in the PPS. But we're getting a nice uptrend in the MACD. See the histogram as well. Trending up, about ready to break through the money line, means about ready to get a bullish cross. Very similar look from the PPO, nice bounce off the pinch. This is where that ascending pinch comes into play, made a nice move off of that. And again, ADX still properly positioned. So ADX is coming down low, it's no longer in a trending pattern, it's in a trading pattern, which tells you that this downtrend doesn't have a great deal of strength at this point. So we look at ADX to curl and rotate and go back up. We want to see this positive DI come through the negative DI and the ADX. MFIs are in a solid downtrend. Now we see the 7's already making a quick turn, just broke through 50. Getting a fair amount of separation from 58 all the way down to 27, so that's a bit of a concern. You don't want to see that 7 get too far away. Need to see this 14 and 21 try and catch back up. But ultimately what we want to see is this sort of downtrend that the 14 and 21 are in. As we always point out, struggling to move all their way over 50. I want to see them make their turn, break through this downtrend, and start making a move back up towards 50. Even with all the selling, the accumulation distribution has stayed on a relatively sideways channel for the last several months. And when you take a look at this checking money flow along with it, you can see that it's actually got a pretty decent uptrend to it, even here in the recent past. A very nice uptrend to it, which tells you that buying pressure is still relatively strong here, even though it's on this big downtrend. Must be when it comes down to these areas, there's a lot of buying going on. Again, a lot of buying going on through here. Not sure what's going on with the company, as I said, but apparently people are trying to accumulate some shares. CCI made its way back out of negative territories, holding over negative 100, still trading at the lower end of its mean, but again holding out of oversold territories. Full stow coming off the very bottom, out of oversold again, making its way back up through 20. It's your first sign of any strength coming into this chart. We always talk about the tricks for the long term. See, it's getting an uptrend to it. Now I want to see it break through this top part of this little triangle sort of look that it has going on to it. Most importantly, continue that trend back towards zero. It's looking like it's getting ready to do a bullish cross. RSIs are all in a nice position. 14 and 21 actually in a sideways channel, a little bit of an uptrend to them. The 7 just snapped through them, so they're in a very nice position, plenty of room to move to the north side. As always, want to see them break through 50 as well. So this chart, for being on such a drop from up here, this peaked out at 930 to holding down here around $1.60, is getting quite a few signs from the indicators this might be ready to try and make a move again. Now, as typical with the world of biotechs, you just don't know. It's like I say, it's just a technical look. But from a purely chart standpoint, it's aligning pretty nicely to possibly make a move. What I want to see is this base of $1.60 that just has to hold. Obviously, you don't want to get fooled, have some gap down happen, but that's always a risk of playing charts. But there's a nice support at $1.60 right here. So I definitely want to see that hold. Going to see some resistance right in through here. You can see it's had a hard time moving above it. Yesterday tried to wick above it just a little bit. Hit a high of $1.80. So apparently there is going to be some resistance right through there. But it won't be more substantial until up here around this $1.90. That's $1.93, $2 area. I would expect to see it test $2 if it does come up and touch $1.93. Still has a gap to fill. Ultimately still has a large gap up here to fill, but that's not even a question at this point. We're looking for positive movement to start happening. Those are the kind of things that we're looking for. As I said, volume is not terrible, 161,000 shares. Like to see a little bit more. It's going to have to challenge this 20-day moving average, which is at $1.87. And then it'll see more resistance from this 50-day as far as moving averages go, which is still at 213, but it's dynamic. It's going to come down to this area. It's going to reinforce this resistance from the PPS around $2. But I think it's a pretty nice chart to keep on radar due to all the positive divergence, due to the look of these lower indicators. It is giving some positive signs this may be ready for an upward move. We'll look for more volume to see if it can come pouring in. And without question, this $1.60 base must hold, or this play isn't even in question. If it's a pullback, and wait and see if the chart's aligned at that point if $1.60 falls. But in the meantime, I'll be keeping a look on APRI and seeing where this leads and if this base holds. As always, this chart is merely my interpretation. This is Andy with QualityStocks. Thank you and trade smart.